What the hell is going on with your 49ers? They're 4
no
and 4.
confidence.
They're a 500 team. What's wrong with the San Francisco 49ers right now?
No confidence at all. I look at that team and I don't see the 49ers of old. Maybe it's that read option thing, with the quarterback not being on the center and all that. But, when you got a defensive line that put in pressure on you and really causing problems, you got to be able to get that ball out of your hands quickly. And back in the day, you had the 3-step drop. You had, you had the 5-step drop, and the ball is in the air. And I think with that offensive line not being able to protect, 8 sacks and like about 14 in 2 weeks. And then, with Colin Kaepernick, he's probably holding on to the ball just a little bit more, and not being decisive on the football field.
Jerry, I got to interject because here's the thing. Everybody's talking about San Francisco's defense is ranked 15th, but guess what? They're number 2 in yards allowed, number 3 in passing yards allowed, number 5 in rushing yards allowed. That means to me that in terms of points, that's pretty much the fault of the offense as opposed to San Francisco because their defense seems to be doing the trick. And then when I look on the offensive side of the ball, I see Frank Gore. I see Michael Crabtree. I see, I see Vernon Davis. I see Stevie Johnson. I see Anquan Bolden. It seems to me like it's got to be the offensive line. What do you make of that?
It's just like if you can't protect, then you're not going to be able to throw the ball downfield. If you're not going to, if you can't run the ball, then you're not going to be able to open up the holes, for the running backs. So, I don't like to point the finger at one position. Yep. I think it's the entire offensive group, and it's going to be up to them to change this, to turn this around. And I think with Colin Kaepernick, maybe he's putting pressure on himself to win football games. But when you got Michael Crabtree, Vernon Davis, so many weapons outside, Anquan Bolden, all these guys, you got to let some of those guys, carry the load. So they need to work on the red zone. They need to be able to put points on the board, not field goals, but, touchdowns.
The Hall of Famer, the greatest wide receiver in the history of the game, Jerry Rice, right here with Stephen A. Mad Dog Sports Radio, Sirius XM, Channel 85. Jim Harbaugh, a lot of news has been made. He's been in the news a lot because of whether or not this is going to be his last year, some friction between him, the GM, management, etc. I don't know what the hell is going on. You're the guy that started for the San Francisco 49ers for so many years. Is this the last year we're going to see Jim Harbaugh as the coach of the 49ers, in your opinion?
But, Stephen, when you have a situation like that, it weighs on the team because all of a sudden now players don't know exactly, if this guy's going to be back next year. And there's going to be a lot of suitors out there that's willing to pay him a lot of money. I don't even know if he wants to come back, because, if you're not getting along with the general manager and stuff like that, you might just want to take your services somewhere else. But, right now this team is 4-4. And somehow all of those distractions or whatever, they're gonna have to start playing football. If they're not gonna, commit to each other, if they're not gonna try to win out or whatever, and hopefully get a wild card or get into the playoffs, then we just have to sit back and wait and see what happens during the off season. But I really don't think Jim Harbaugh is going to be around next year.
Do you think the San Francisco 49ers are going to make the playoffs this year?
Not at the pace that they're going because they have lost their swagger. And, teams, they look at them, they don't fear them anymore, and they look forward to playing them. Back in the day, the old days, the old school and stuff like that, you did not look forward to playing the San Francisco 49ers because you were going to get your butt really kicked on that given day. So until they can get back to where they fear teams and where they can dominate teams, it's going to be very difficult for them.